that in this day and age, if you don't catch people's attention in 30 seconds flat, you're gone.
I mean, not for nothing, kind of owe everything to you.
Not at all.
So, yeah, absolutely. I do.
Oh, look who's here.
Broadcasting is creative, so why can't artists be creative in that environment? They don't necessarily have to be going along for the ride, they can drive it themselves. Good shit is good, and it's pretty clear what's good. How can it be different? How can it not be what I'm already doing? That's the only bit of advice that Jimmy Iovine gave me for the first 2 months while I was here. I was sort of trying to go and seek out sage-like advice from the master. Yeah, how's it going, man? I go, it's going good. So we're working. Just whatever you're doing, don't be boring. Which was his way of get the fuck out of my office. That's basically his way of saying leave. I interviewed Ad Rock and Mike D, and so this came as kind of like a memento from that experience, which is pretty awesome. That came from London, was the last TV show I did for MTV. That arrived. Someone sent that to me after the fact. I quite liked it when it was smashed, but someone was efficient and fixed it.
It was literally like Bette Midler in The Rose when she goes to the newsagent. She's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I've got a show.
We live quite close to Fairfax, and I like it around there. It's good, you get decent coffee and it's stuff going on. That's probably the closest thing to, I don't know, a central location in LA that I found, where people tend to kind of galvanize and hang out. Whereas in London, it's a very people-driven. There's people on the street all the time. You can go to any high street in any part of London at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. on a Monday, and it's busier than sunset on a Friday. I'm like the old guy who interviewed Kanye once. Hey, dude, isn't that old fucking guy that interviewed Kanye once? You know the one when he was like, I'm the biggest rock star? That's that fucking guy. The idea of living here wasn't that alien to me or my family. My wife and I are from New Zealand, from Auckland, and there are similarities to Los Angeles, to Auckland. It's coastal, lots of blue sky. You know, it's just a similar kind of vibe, very evergreen. It's not a dissimilar kind of city or a similar feel. It really was for the job. The whole idea of coming and working at Apple and trying to see what broadcasting at least felt like on a device, and in an environment where people are moving all the time, so there isn't in that sort of traditional place. When you broadcast traditionally in a car or in a kitchen, it's where you get heard, or at a desk. And when you actually put it on a device, it's with you all the time. You can reach people anywhere, anytime, as long as you give them a reason to want to tune in. So I just want to know what that felt like. You're the best around.
I don't think it's you're the best around. We should just spend the hour just doing this.
When I first got here, I noticed that it was just a different depth. I felt like the right time to leave the BBC. I had an amazing time there and wanted to leave at a good time, and it just felt like an adventure. I just thought, this is going to be fun, even at its most challenging. This is going to be fun to see what we can get away with. It's time for technology to really embrace the entertainment industry, and the entertainment industry has to really embrace technology. That's why I'm here, because Apple are close. I mean, I wouldn't say that I was one of those people that read about Steve or followed Steve as an individual, but obviously I'm a fan of his life's work. I mean, I've been an Apple user for a long time in terms of the technology and the devices. They're reliable, they're easy, you turn them on, they work. It's an important way to reach people with common interests, which for me is music. It didn't feel like, why are you leaving? Or screw you for leaving? Or I've been here almost 12 years, and it's a really, really great run at Radio 1. And I learned so much and had an amazing time. So when it came to an end and on that last show, it just felt like a really appropriate, good vibe. The next day when I woke up, I was like, I can put that on the shelf and feel really good about that era and know that was a good time. And I searched like everybody else. I dive around, I dive into the unknown, I deep dive into wherever music is. I'll follow leads, I'll find something on a blog and then follow that and do all that stuff's fun. And then everything, you finish the week and you found some good stuff. It's two of us.
When it's true.
Or
it's true. When I'm with you.
You don't have to act like a dick. When I'm with you. That could go both ways. Baby. They're just gonna get that last line. When I'm with you. Dum dum baby. When I'm with you, you make me blue. When I'm with you.
Baby girl, I'm blue.
I was in the studio hanging out with Mark Ronson. I just went in to say hi because we shared a similar building and we're good friends. And I just popped in to say what's up, and he was like, "I hear Action Bronson's gonna come in. I'm doing a session with Action. You should hang out. You should be Action. He's a really good guy." So I was like, okay. So Action Bronson rolls on in, and you guys know him. He's just this amazing force of personality, right? He just comes. He's like, he walked in and he was wearing like, I don't know, sweat shorts and like a sort of muscle top, and he was wearing socks with those kind of like gym slippers. And he was like, "Yo, what's going on? My feet feel fantastic right now. I just had the most incredible pedicure." And I was like, and I'm Zane. He's like, "Yo, what's going on?" And I was like, "Do they still get the fish to nibble on the feet?" He's like, "No, that's unhygienic. They don't do that anymore. So what's going on?" And it's like, I instantly love this guy. So Mark starts playing this beat, this dun 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 dun, and it was such a relaxed and loose and kind of stupid environment already from his entrance that I just started going, "Why you it's like sort of pretending to be Randy Newman basically. And he went, "Yo, that's great. You should go and do that." And so half an hour later, that was how that happened. It was fun, man. It was just fun. It was one of those moments where it wasn't like, "Oh, book a session." Like, this Action Bronson didn't even know me, let alone know that I was going to do a bad Randy Newman impression that would end up being on his fucking record. What makes a song? It enhances something in your life. It enhances an experience, be it sadness or happiness or freedom or oppression or something that you're going through. It is able to add context to that environment that is more than just a clinical context. It's like an emotional resonance, right? It makes you feel the way that something is more than you did before. So if I'm heartbroken, then I hear that song, I'm way more heartbroken now. Or it's actually turned the corner and it's made me feel a lot more secure about myself. It enhances your feelings and emotions in a way that you can't really describe. That's what music or good art does. It's because what it is it's a natural connection. It's a very natural process between somebody sharing something in here to people who are looking for something to go in there. This is fucking crazy. Look at this place. This city though this city is amazing though. This city is amazing. When I moved to the UK, we were just obsessed with James Lavelle and Giles Peterson and Warp. Any of those labels that were kind of making interesting hip-hop inspired music or interesting electronic music, that was our whole shit. When I started working at MTV, it was in the middle of this kind of pop thing. It was sort of 99, 2000, it was just Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, NSYNC, and that was just everywhere. So me and a friend of mine, we made this show called Brand New, and it became the only place you could go to see The Strokes or Limp Bizkit. So that's how I guess I found my role, my corner of the room, which was I'm about new music and I want to play new things. And I was doing that anyway, but then it became like, that's what it is.
When you put your heart and your soul into something that you love, then you attract people that you love, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of that's the beauty of life.
There's a lot of expectation when you do an interview to integrate yourself into the conversation and make it as vibey as possible. Just lean back and listen. It's all different now at Beats One though, because the artists do their own meaningful broadcasting. They create the environment which they feel comfortable sharing whatever they want to share or not share, as the case may be. I wanted to know what Pharrell listens to, what he thinks, more than me asking him. I mean, I'm just getting my head around the fact I'm meeting Q-Tip. And then it's like I'm trying to tell him how good this radio thing could be, but he just got it straight away. He's like, "Cool, I like it." It's like, everyone's gonna have this thing in their hand and I'm just gonna be able to play great music to people all over the world. I like it, I'm in. It's like, fuck, great. How can you make sense of 100 countries and how can you make sense of 24-hour time zones? And how are you gonna get people to realize that it's in their phone and it's not on their car stereo? And we don't tell any artist what to play. We never ever put any creative restraint on what they want to do. The whole conversation just goes, play what you want, do what you want. We're here to do any heavy lifting you want, but it's your vision, you do it. So that it's really quality and really consistent and it's just not boring, which was always the dream. Don't be boring.